Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear brothers and sisters, my children in the Majlis, Alhamdulillah, we have come to the end of the Majlis for today, Salatul Nariyyah. And we are here gathered today to do the prayers, to do all the prayers, to do all the Salatul Nariyyah we read on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 4,444 salawat we read on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to seek his blessings through him. We seek Allah's blessings through him, our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Together here with the energy of the salawat nariyyah, inshallah our hearts are all enlightened.
Ameen.
It's for the enlightenment of the hearts that we are doing this majlis, because Islam is a religion. That we are here in this majlis, 99.9% of us in this majlis, we have accepted Islam as our religion without our choice. But we are in this religion by the birth from our parents. We have taken for granted in ourselves, in our lives, that we are Muslims. So here we have to give ourselves a thought. Don't mistake me for saying that, because every one of us, we are saying we are Muslims. So we abide by the rules of the Muslims, and we have come into the religion of Islam. We have accepted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have accepted Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam as his prophet. Because when we say the kalima la ilaha illallah, there is no God, there is nothing, there is no ilaha. The ilaha means God. We are not saying there is no man worthy of worship except Allah. There is no word of worship in what the kalima is saying. There is no emphasis on the worshipping of Allah in the kalima. Whereas the words of in Arab, in the Nahu of Arab, it says la means no, ilaha means God, illallah means Allah. There is only Allah that is in existence. Nothing is in existence. But we have been misled, we have been told by so many people there is no one worthy of worship. Their words are being used, there is no one worthy of worship. But it is true, there is no one worthy of worship except Allah, yes. But before we go into the worthy and worship of Allah, we have to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we want to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to know the basis of what is this religion that we have taken without our choice. The religion of Islam that we are in now, we are practicing the religion of Islam, the Muslims as we are. What have we understood the basis of this religion? What have we understood the basic and the basis of what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought us, and he bring us to this religion? What did he show in this religion? This is what the fundamental we have to think in our lives. Why we have been entrusted, why we have been trusted this religion to us since when we were young, when we were born. Our mother, our father will hold us in their arms and always keep on reciting La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, like a song to us. Why were they doing this to us? And we grew up accepting the religion, but we didn't go into detail. We didn't find out that we are in the religion of Islam. Ask ourselves, ask deep down your hearts, each and individual of you in this majlis, have we accepted? In ourselves, we ask in ourselves, have we accepted the religion of Islam in us? Is that Islam, is it existing in us? We are not just Muslims. We can show ourselves as Muslims by just wearing a cap, having a beard, wearing a jubba. The identity of the religion that we are wearing, we show ourselves as Islam. Yes, we walk out on the road, people will say, yes, you are a Muslim. Even if it's a Chinese man or a Hindu man, he portrays himself, he wears the clothes like us, he will be also called a Muslim. Right, my brothers, please answer me on this. Will he be called a Muslim?
Yes.
He will be called a Muslim. So where does this Islam lies in a Muslim? Answer me, somebody, please give me an answer. It's one way talking over here. Don't be serious, come to the world, come to the world. Where does this Islam lies?
Right? There's something?
Action. Alhamdulillah. Action. The action of a man who is a Muslim. It lies inside there. right? His actions as a person, his actions show his identity of a man that he is in Islam. But before we can go into the action, before we can project out that action, before we can show the people the action, there must be something where it comes from. There is a base for it, right? Can everybody follow me on this matter?
Yes.
There is a base for it to project this action out. That means there is something that you have to know, that you can do this action of how a Muslim behaves. That's what all of you are doing. You're sitting in this majlis, all of you, you have all put on the correct attire of a Muslim in this majlis. Every lady has covered her head. Every man in this majlis has come covering the awrat in this majlis, and their behavior and the way that they have sat inside and they recite the Bismillah. The Bismillah itself has made them holy in their own self. So that was an action that they have done. But this came from somewhere. It didn't just come out like that. There was a base for it. So the Islamic religion, the religion of our Islam, we have to go back to the basics of the religion. I am mentioning from just now, what I am saying in this majlis is, as we have came into this religion of Islam, not by our choice. We were born in this religion. We were blessed that we have our parents who are Muslims. Our parents are the followers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us from a form of spirits. We were all in the form of spirits before we came into this world, before we came into the womb of our mothers. We were in that kind of a form of spirit where we were with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with Him, at His place with Him. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to send these spirits, we were lucky. He didn't give a choice. He said, just go and become my slave, my servant to me. Directly you become my servant. So that is kind of a gift we have got, because we have born in the religion of Islam. Our parents were Muslims when we were born. So it's already a gift that Allah has given us before even we have come out to this world. When we came as a source, when we came as the blood clot, the clot of the blood that from the father that was sent to the mother's womb, when we came into that together, when we came, we have to be a grateful people. Why we need to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is because we were sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to His religion, which was from the beloved of His religion, which was Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who came to suffer for us. Not say He came to suffer for us, He came to guide us in this religion, a religion of purity. That kind of a religion, Allah sent us here without our choice. So what kind of a gift Allah has given us? Right, Maulana? Alhamdulillah. So with that one thing in our life, if we can think of that one thing in our life, we are supposed to be gifted people in this world. So that is the base of the religion that we have to look at. Before we can go into concentration of we doing our prayers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we doing our zakat to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we doing our hajj, we doing our fast, we think we are great. But how great Allah has shown Himself in just 1-2 words. Allah says. When you start your prayer, you say Allahu Akbar. He made you say. Why must Allah ta'ala make you say all this? And why must Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you say Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim? Why is Allah stressing in all these things? So to know all this, you need wisdom. To know the gift that you have, the gift that you have in you, that Allah has given you, just to know that gift that Allah gave you, you need wisdom. Life is itself a wisdom, if you can think of it. So when you go back to the basis of the religion, there you find our Muhammad Mustafa Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how he has stressed living in this, for people in this world to practice the religion of Islam. What was his stress in the religion? But everyone thinks, I must pray 5 times a day. Yes, you have to pray 5 times a day. But he just take that extract of that religion and he prays 5 times a day. But have we ever give ourselves a thought? Why is this prayer so important that we have to pray 5 times a day to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is it that we are doing? And why was this prayer so important that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never sent it? This was from my daughter who gave me the thought to make me think. And I thought, and I got so many answers from that. Alhamdulillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He wanted to give these prayers to us, He already made us a Muslim. He sent us to the world already. Alhamdulillah, shukr. Right? For us at this era, at this time of our juncture of our time in our life, we are shukr. We have to shukr for that one part. Second, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to give these prayers to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, He didn't send these prayers through Jibreel alayhi salam. He didn't send these prayers direct into the Quran and say, man, you all have to pray 5 times a day to me. He didn't say that. He didn't do that. There was a reason. Right? He brought Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to a place of no place, they call it. A place of no place. A dimension of no dimensions. There was a meeting between him and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went. Jibreel alayhi salam came. Brought Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Said, come with me, let's go. We have to go on a journey. A journey in the night. A journey, the ascent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ascent to the heavens, through the heavens. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went in Mi'raj. He was called. He went in Mi'raj. In Mi'raj, he was in the movement when he was going from place to place, he has to travel. All these have got reasons for him to do. When he went into the heavens, he saw the heavens, he saw the angels were praying in one position, not in a complete position, but the angels were praying in a single position. The angels were in worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In one of the skies, in the Vanam, in the skies, some of the angels were in Khayam, in Ruku, in Sajda, in Attahiyya. They were all in that kind of stages, but they were worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it was not a complete prayer they did. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was shown. He went into the 7th heaven. He met Ibrahim alayhi salam. He was no more in that era, but he met him there. There must be a reason for that. He got from Ibrahim alayhi salam the ayat, the Tisri kalima, which we are reading sometimes. Subhanallahi walhamdulillahi wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. This Ibrahim alayhi salam gave this as a gift to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From there he went into another maqam which is called the Sidratul Muntaha, and from there Jibreel alayhi salam said, I can't come anymore with you. You have to go to this place of no place which is called the Qaba Hussein. Go there and Allah will meet you there. And when Allah and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam met, there were a lot of things happened between them, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the 5 times of prayers to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam at that particular juncture, at that particular place. Why must Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the prayers in such a secret way? Whereas He could have just opened it up and give it to him, just like that in the Quran or through Jibreel alayhi salam. He didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. He made it a very big secret in this matter. Because the prayers that you are doing, knowing or without knowing, the prayers you are doing, there is a lot of secrets, and there's a lot of wisdom, there's a lot of philosophy in this prayer that you are doing. To understand all this, you need a guide. There are secrets in prayers. There are so many secrets that when you are praying, that you have to know. The reason why must you stand in a prayer? Why must you raise your hands and say Allahu Akbar? Why must you do all that? Why is it there is a procedure in our prayers? If you take any other religion you touch, there is only one procedure. They will just stand, they will close their eyes, and they will talk to God with eyes closed. But we Muslims, we don't do that. We have a procedure, and in each procedure there is wisdom, there is a philosophy. And the most important of it, in each prayer, if we know the wisdom and we know the philosophy, and we pray, we have love. And what is the basis of the religion that Allah wanted to give to us? What was the real base of the religion that Islam is built on? It's just plain love. How Allah loves His servants. That's the kind of God that we have got in our religion. And that's the kind of gift that Allah has given us. Right? And that's what given prayers 5 times a day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He didn't give us through. He didn't give us the prayers through Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, through Jibreel alayhi salam, to give it to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as all the other things that came to this world. He called Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to a place. The place was called Kaaba Qasim. And this Kaaba Qasim is a place which Urdu poets all say is a place called La Makan. La Makan means a place of no place. A message of no message was given to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was a secret place where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was called. And he passed through all the heavens, he was seeing all these things, one by one he saw them in the prayers. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came down with the 5 fundamentals of these prayers. Allah called and gave him in a very secret manner. Everybody is saying there is secrets. How can there be secrets? There is secrets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are so many secrets which only if you have a shaykh, a murshid, that you all have a guide, is the only one who can unlock all these things and show you. But to have the shaykh to open for you all these locks, you have to know your shaykh. So we come back to the basics of our religion. We come to the basis of the religion, the base of the religion. What is this religion of ours has been based on? We come to understand the understanding of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the kind of love that He has given us. When we have a problem, or we failed in certain things that we were supposed to be doing in our life, we start to ask Allah, Ya Allah, why are you testing me like this? I have so much of faith in you. Why are you giving me this kind of problem? Why am I facing this problem? This is the normal talk everybody talks, or everybody thinks in their minds when they have come into problems. But before we can do all that, if we can just move ourselves back in our time, we go back to the basis of the religion, we see the base of the religion that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has brought to us. We think, what did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam give us in the religion? What did He show without showing? What did He tell without telling? This is what we call the wisdom of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In short, first of all, we have to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we were born in a Muslim family. We don't have to be just become awliyas or become walis, or we have to be this one or we have to be the one. Only we don't have to think that way. But we just shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in one way. What we shukr? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us be born in a family which all of them were Muslims. We shukr to them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then we second shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He did not only make us born in the religion of Islam, but He brought us into the religion with a higher category where He comes to show Himself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes to show Himself. In that kind of a family, Allah brought us. In the family where people, in this family, all the children in this family here, be shukr to Allah, where because He has brought you into this family where there are people who are here who can guide you and show you who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That kind of greatness that He has given. But this you have to accept it in your heart first. It's not taking for granted or ignoring it. Just don't bother about it. Why? We have to understand the base of this religion that we are in is all based on love. It's nothing else. When you see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his life, what he told us without telling and he showed us without showing was 3 categories in his life he lived. His principle were 3 principles. First of all, he didn't label anyone. He didn't label any things, or he didn't label any person in his life. Second thing, he didn't judge anybody. There was no judgment passed on anyone from him. And third, he didn't conclude on anyone. We take for example, just now in Tamil I told the story of Taif which he went. But now in English I changed to another story, so it make more interesting for those who know Tamil and English. Make another example I give you.
It's not fair.
It's fair.
No, you give 2 examples already.
I'm giving 2 examples.
Not Tamil speaking people.
Broadening you, because they just see the same topic is not going to make any
not so
sense. Give you a more better understanding now. The topic where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, we don't go there. We go to the topic where that lady who threw rubbish on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You all know that story also, right? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam after subuh prayers he will walk home, and as he is walking through one alley, there will be this old lady who hates him so much. So what she does is every night she will collect this rubbish. She will keep. She will wait for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to walk past. So when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam walk passes there below her house there, what she does is throw her rubbish on him. That kind of hatred she hated Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because why? She didn't have the religion of Islam in her. She didn't know the wisdom of religion in her. So she concluded Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She labeled Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she passed the judgment of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So she did what she gave the judgment of Rasulullah. She threw rubbish on her because she concluded Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a bad person. She labeled him, and he is a person who has come to destroy everybody. She labeled him personally. That is why she did what she needed to do. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a man of wisdom. Rasulullah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never made Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam like you or me, anybody. He gave him so much wisdom. What Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did, every day he knew that this lady is going to throw at me rubbish, and he keep on walking the same place. And this lady, every day she does her job, Rasulullah gets rubbish thrown on him, he walks by. This thing is happening. One day, this lady, she didn't throw rubbish on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's a practice that has been happening, but she didn't throw rubbish on her. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam got the kind of Rasul that we have. What he did, he became uncomfortable. Rubbish was not thrown at him. So what he did, he went up to see this lady and find out why she didn't throw rubbish at him. The beauty of our Rasul. Okay? And when he saw her, she was sick. And thus being sick, she cannot throw rubbish on him. And Rasulullah inquired her, that's the story. Everybody knows this story. Inquired about her, everything on, after Rasulullah dua for her, then she became Muslim. But what do we know about this? Can anybody just roughly tell me, what do you know about this action of Rasulullah? Tell me, children, the English ones, tell me. Can anybody tell me?
The action is Rasulullah knows the what she's got to do and what has to be done. The patience.
Everybody knows this as the patience of Rasulullah. Only people saw, the whole world sees this of Rasulullah's patience. They use this story to tell people to be patient like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? But the Sufis didn't see that way. The Sufis don't just stop there and just look at Rasulullah's patience, because Rasulullah is automatically, by nature, by being he is a prophet, that he has to be patient. The label on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam by the Sufis that he is a patient. He is patient man. He is supposed to be patient. His nature, he has to be. Right? But what did the Sufis see in this matter? What was Rasulullah showing us without showing? And what was Rasulullah telling us without telling? This is where wisdom comes in. The wisdom of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam comes in there. And Sufis are the one, the khalifas and these khalifas are the ones who see this beauty. What did Rasulullah did was, Rasulullah didn't label this lady, Rasulullah didn't judge this lady, and Rasulullah didn't conclude this lady by his action, by what he showed. He knows he is being thrown rubbish every day. So he knows this lady is a bad lady. right? But he didn't label her, right? He knows he is being thrown rubbish on him every day. He didn't judge her, but he still walked that way every day to get thrown the rubbish. He was showing us without showing, because he didn't judge this lady. His judgment was not passed on to the lady, so he keep on doing the same thing. Why? And what he showed, the third part was, he didn't conclude it. He didn't have a conclusion on this lady, that this lady cannot become Islam. He didn't give up hope. So when she got sick, he went up to see her. He gave her what? He gave her love. He showed his love to this lady. And what happened in the end? This lady became a Muslim. She became one of the best Muslims. Why? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't do these three things. And now in our lives, what are we doing? 99% of our time, what are we doing in our lives? We are doing something which Rasulullah never did. We are being in Islam, we are being Muslim, Muslim to Muslim in the mosque. Muslim to Muslim, I am very sad to say. A Muslim to a Muslim in the mosque is already, the moment he sees somebody there, he sees the person on the right, he sees the person on the left, he labels this person straight away. We are in the habit of labeling all our time and all. Why? The moment we look at a person, we see the first impression of this boy, I just don't like him. Sorry, I'm not telling you.
Just for an example.
My first label on him, I don't like him. I labeled him. When I already labeled him, I don't like him. That means my conclusion, my judgment will come automatically on him for the first action he does. And I pass my judgment on him. But if I have looked at this boy, whether I liked him or I don't like him, but the vision that comes from me, the shukr that I give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah has made me born in a religion of Islam, Allah has made me a Muslim, and for that shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how do I shukr to Allah? The shukr I give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, I loved him. I will love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through where? Through the eyes that I have. In the eyes that my eyes come out with the projection of the eyes that gives me a vision to look at this boy. That vision that goes from me to him is going through with the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When this love reaches him, and I love this boy, my judgment on him or my labeling on him or my conclusion on him is finished. It doesn't exist. It doesn't come into any existence there. So what happens? He is a man of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When he becomes a man of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because whatever that leaves from him is all pure love. Why? Because he has understood Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because one reason is shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wazkuruni azkurukum washkuruli wala takfurun. We say, Allah say, remember me, I will remember you. Be thankful to me and be in gratitude to me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. You remember me, I remember you. When you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, you remember Allah already. You remember already. Everyone in this majlis are in the remembrance of Allah. Everyone. But why must Allah ta'ala remind you in Quran again? In the ayat, why must he say this ayat? Wazkuruni azkurukum. What is Allah asking you to remember him? This is where wisdom comes in, and you have to have a sheikh. You have to have a khalifa or someone to teach you this wisdom. You must know. If you know this, inshallah, you will be in love with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The love with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pure love. It's divinity. It's divine. That love, if you can feel it in you, it's only you have to feel it in you. To feel it, you have to have the knowledge of it. Then you get the knowledge, you get to know the correct procedures, and with that procedures you will produce an energy from it. And that energy is one that will make you engulfed in the love of it. And that can only be deprived from a shaykh. And it comes to a point again where people will mention, why are we putting pictures in the house? Of sheikhs, mashaykhs in the house. Why are we putting their pictures? Isn't that shirk? Isn't that wrong? Isn't that not right? So when we put these pictures down there, when we look at our murshid there on the wall, what are we given? We are given thoughts of what he has taught us. So So when that thoughts of him that comes from when we think of him and we have that thoughts of him, we become pure. So it's for our own good. Inshallah, time has gone too much. Inshallah, we end this majlis. I hope everyone in this majlis understood or maybe try to understand or inshallah try to improve ourselves in our lives. With our Murshid dua barakat, we have the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask for the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our heart. The selfishness in us, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remove. And we become selfless in our lives, inshallah. With that, we end this majlis. Wa akhiru da'wana. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.